What up? This is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Irresistible. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. As somebody who observes politics and current events on a regular basis, let me start by saying that Irresistible is goddamn brilliant. Jon Stewart has created a satire masterpiece that would dwarf such classics as Bulworth and Wag the Dog. What's genius about this movie is that it mocks the absurdity of politics while at the same time stressing its importance. Irresistible is not meant to tear politics down, but to encourage it to be and do better. Written and directed by Jon Stewart, Irresistible is set after the events of 2016 election. Democrats are now racking their brains trying to figure out how to reconnect with America's heartlands, which they've clearly lost. All of a sudden, a YouTube viral video shows a retired Marine colonel named Jack Hastings, played by Oscar winner Chris Cooper, catches the attention of a Democrat political consultant named Gary Zimmer, played by Steve Carell, who wants to run the campaign of Hastings' mayoral race in a small Wisconsin town. Co-starring Rose Byrne, Topher Grace, Natasha Lyonne, Mackenzie Davis, and Will Sasso. For those of us fans of The Daily Show who are familiar with Jon Stewart's political ideologies, many of the scenes in this movie will get you to chuckle because they are basically an illustration of what Jon openly believes in and has believed in for a long time. Whether it's the fact that he thinks that big money fundraising is ridiculous, or even the way in which he parodies Fox and Friends segment. Hell, even the film's opening credits says something about the fakeness of politicians going into diners and trying too hard. But the million-dollar question that Jon is tackling through this movie is, how was it that the Democrats' so-called blue wall fell? And so the comedy or the humor of Irresistible lies in showing you the detachment or the disconnect between the DC elites who think that they know what's best for America and the working class folks who may be gullible or naive, but they're the ones who live through their struggles on the ground. I'm guessing having a star like Steve Carell, who literally used to work with Jon Stewart on The Daily Show, must have helped a lot with this process. Steve, by the way, is so good at making various facial expressions. His reactions in this movie, especially whenever his character is taken aback by the things that the small town is lacking, are just downright hilarious. Rose Byrne, who plays the cutthroat Republican strategist Faith Brewster, also gives a performance worth watching. I mean, there is nothing that Rose wouldn't do, and she makes cold-hearted Ruthless seem like a walk in the park. The fierce competition between both those characters is another addition to what's wrong with our politics today that Jon Stewart wants to point out in this movie, because while mommy and daddy are fighting over which of their partisan team is the better one, the living conditions of the people are never fixed. They are never improved, and they are used as pawns by the hoity-toity intellectuals in suits obsessed with careers, power, legacies, and the scoreboard. Irresistible is funny, but it also makes you think, and hopefully, on top of all that, it'll also make you realize that even though our democracy is hella messy, and sometimes it can get murky in the heat of a close race, we can always strive for a more perfect union. And we achieve that not by avoiding politics, but by positively engaging and by being its active participants.